because he was like, maybe we should just have a chat about like this cheating stuff, if you're cheating or not. And I said, okay, sounds completely fine. So we set up a Zoom call on Thursday, and I joined the Zoom call, and he goes, all right, so my AI chat like detection software said that you had an 85% match that your 10-page essay was very similar. And I said, oh, hell, it did. So I opened up my Google Doc, because the nice thing about Google Doc is you can go back to every single edit history you ever did. Okay? You can go back to every single edit history. And I said, this is the beginning, and this is how long it took me to type it. I said, if you look, I typed it in one big block. I said, there's no way in hell, possibly, that I could have wrote that in one big block, okay? That took me over 5 hours, okay? And write that and still be using AI cheating software, because it's just not possible. You can't. When would I have had the time in that 5 hours that I was consistently writing, adding new stuff to it, that I was making changes like almost every fucking second, that I had time to put it through an AI cheat, like an AI bot, to write the essay for me.
Yeah, because it would have been done instantly.
It would have been done instantly. It would have been copy and pasted. And
unless
he goes,
you spent 5 hours editing it.
Yeah, unless I just kept changing fucking things to white to black, to white to black, to white to black. But no, the nice thing about Google Docs is it shows you what you edited to. So it said added this word, added this word, added this word, and it would just keep going second after second after second after second that I kept adding words. And he goes, that's really interesting. He goes, yeah, I had 5 other students in the class. We're a class of 15. We're a super small class. He goes, I had 5 other students in the class also have this. He goes, maybe I need to rethink this. I said, maybe you do, because obviously, I go, you know what, maybe there are a bunch of kids that are using this GPT bot to fucking cheat and shit like that, but I'm not. I will fucking die on this hill, that I will die with my pride knowing that I am not AI cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why you would ever AI cheat. I don't get the reasoning behind it. I don't understand, like, you being so lazy that you have to use an AI to cheat. But that, I mean, obviously that detection shit's gotta be bullshit, right? I mean, realistically, what is it detecting that I am already not writing?
Okay, maybe this is just far out, unbased, with no basis, but I'm just, because the chat AI also has access to the internet when it comes to compiling what you want for an AI chat result. Maybe when you did your research for that paper, you were copying at least half sentences from things that you were looking up, and it took it as a chat AI grabbing from
But
sources and trying to make it its own.
I wasn't. I can tell you right now I wasn't, and here's why. Because it's not anything about it wasn't an actual research paper. It was an essay on it's on an essay called it was on a movie called Milk. It's a movie. The movie is about this this gay guy in the 1970s, and basically he's getting like he was getting bullied and prosecuted and stuff, and so then he ended up like he was like, okay, I'm gonna move here, and I'm gonna start this whole new place where basically gay people can be free, and prove that not all of us are assholes, not all of us make it a personality, not all of us are just it's not a bad thing to be gay. It's just a thing that I like and I want to do. And so that was a movie we had to watch for a midterm in our Hollywood history class. And so I did a 10-page essay on it. So there's no way, because I didn't it wasn't like I was researching articles. I wasn't researching any articles. So it was there.
Well,
Yeah.
you could still, okay, so
I mean,
even if you weren't using articles, you can tell an AI there's a movie called Milk. It's about a gay guy who wants acceptance, and you can give like a brief summary of the plot and be like, how would I make an essay on this movie to talk about blah blah blah, and it can do the whole damn thing for you. And then you could have just read it and then like typed it manually, but changing things along the way, because AI
see,
is not perfect.
that's so much more work than actually, because I already knew what to do. I already knew what to do from the beginning.
Never underestimate how much people will cheat.
I mean, man, I don't know. I mean, I'm getting full credit for the essay. I mean, he doesn't really like me anyways to begin with, so that's why I thought I was fucked. Because he was the one that I was having problems with before, in the one where I talked back to him, because I said, well, maybe if you actually watch the movie instead of just needing to look at a timestamp. So that was the teacher, but he said that I'll get full credit, like they won't affect my grade at all depending on how he grades it. So I'll probably still grade it like shit. But I mean, the thing is for me, I know myself. I watched the movie. I critically analyzed it. I knew exactly what I was gonna write from the moment I fucking created the Google Doc. There's no reason that I would have needed to go through 7 extra hoops to just fucking write the article. You know, like just write it myself.
Smart equals AI, apparently.
Like basically, like, and how does it detect it? Like realistically, how is it detecting it?
I
If it's
honestly
detecting
have
it.
no idea. Yeah, because I've used that chat AI detector, chat GPT detector on some of my stuff. I've never scored over a 10% rating, but I've always often sat there and went, how come it's different now than before? And so I would fuck around with the detector by taking something I had written and I would change literally 5 words and it would go from a 5% detection all the way up to a 72. And I'm like, how did these 2 words change the detection of chat GPT?
Yeah, and then he sent out an announcement. I can actually read the announcement word for word here. So this is my teacher. I'm not gonna say his name. He said the use of artificial intelligence agents such as ChatGPT to cheat on assignments is becoming a major problem. I have already caught several students using such technology and suspect several more. We have a statement in our syllabus regarding the use of AI, and I want to reiterate that the use of AI technology to assist with or completing any of your class assignments is cheating. And if I catch you using it, you will face disciplinary measures up to and including removal from our class. I am going to be cracking down hard on this and have several ways of detecting it to use. I have a good knowledge of ChatGPT and its functionality and the type of answers it generates. I can often detect what information comes from our class and what comes from outside of our class. And finally, there are detection technologies out there which can detect AI use. If you're using AI to cheat on our assignments, I will catch you. I will also be going back over all of our work submitted so far to look for infractions. If you have used any AI on any assignments thus far and I have not caught you, you need to come forward right now and let me know. If you take responsibility, I will allow you to make up past work and still receive points. For now, I detect use of for now, if I detect the use of AI on my own, and those assignments will be worth a 0, and you will be removed from my class. If you have any questions about this, about what constitutes academic dishonesty, I have included a copy from our syllabus. And then it just goes through that. And then my other teacher actually said something very similar in my MN history class, which is something that you realistically could use Chat GPT because it's all researching and finding sources from Minnesota. However, to be fair, those documents are really old, but it's still on the internet, so the AI can still get it. But like for example, I said so for example, my midterm for that, because the midterm is kind of goofy, it's like 2 weeks. So um I did this one this week, and then my other midterm I'm doing this upcoming week on Monday. And so basically, what I'm doing is I'm doing a narrative slideshow on the evolution of firearm technology, like over the use. This is in my world history class. So basically, like I'm gonna be going through the evolution of the very first like flintlock gun to modern firearms. And he goes, just a heads up, if you use he goes, in this midterm, any detection of AI or I believe that you're cheating will result in a 0 and a removal from our class. So
So fucking dumb.
I mean, I guess has he really caught several kids is the question though. I mean, are kids really that bad at doing, like, to me I love writing. Like I can sit and write a, like when I look at our assignments, like this kid, I'm not going to say any names, but my friend, his brother is actually in this class, okay, with me. His older brother, he's a little bit older than us, is in the same class because I'm taking a really advanced English class. And he was like, "Oh my god, dude, this week's assignment is so ass. We have to write like 5 paragraphs." And I was like, 5 paragraphs? That's less than 300 words. I said, I will write this in 1 hour, not even. I can write a 300 word like actual eligible like 100% assignment in less than 3 hours at most. Like at most that's how long it takes. A week's worth of work in 3 hours. And considering most of my classes are writing classes, it's easy. I don't get how it takes people fucking a week to do a 5, like when we had to do a in my creative writing class last semester, when we had to do a 5-page creative piece. So basically anything that you could think of, it was creative. It was your story. It was fiction. You just fucking ramble onto the pages. People were still not turning it in and not getting it done because, oh, 3 weeks was not enough time for the midterm. Dude, what? 3 weeks to write 5 pages? Oh my god! I literally wrote it in a day.
Dude, some people are literally that lazy.
I
which is why you can't put it beyond them that they'll cheat using a chat
and
GPT.
now that I think about it, yeah, that's exactly like. And now I don't know. I don't use it. I will never use it. And if I ever do become a teacher, like what I'm currently going for as a major, just because, well, I'm gonna just get an English major and then get a degree in teaching. I doubt I'm gonna use it because I plan on becoming a writer. But it, if I ever do use it, I mean, fuck it. You're gonna use Chat GPT, and I'm a high school teacher. I don't fucking care. You know what? I don't really care. I genuinely don't care because at the end of the time, because this is how I look at it, right? This is how I look at it. Okay, if you're not gonna put in the time and effort, okay, to do something, you're not learning anything. You're not gonna get anything from the class. Okay, so you're taking the class and you're getting nothing. That's gonna catch up to you. If you have to take any classes later on that needed the skills that we had in class and you cheated your way through it, it's gonna catch up to you. It is gonna 100% catch up to you. You're gonna have no knowledge of what you were doing, and when you get to a college class where you actually do have a strict teacher, you're gonna get fucked. You're gonna get screwed. You're gonna get really screwed, and that's my thing. That's like same thing with like my history teacher. He said that too, back like 2 years ago when I was in high school. He was like, you know, you just let you know. He goes, you can cheat all the way through this class. Everything you learn in this class, you can look up on Google. You can cheat through all the tests. You could literally cheat through all the tests. He goes, but you're not going to learn anything. You're not going to remember anything. You're not going to know anything. He goes, so when you go to college or when you go to somewhere else and you need to use this information, you're going to get screwed. You're just going to get screwed. You're not fulfilling what you're supposed to be doing, and you're simply just going to get screwed over from it.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, I don't care. It's like I don't care. If I was a teacher, I wouldn't care because I know that life gets fucking even. I know that life gets even with people. You want to cheat and cut corners and be really quick? Well, guess what? That shit catches up to you really quickly. Catches up to you as quick as you tried to do your assignment.
Like the tortoise in the hare.
Yep, exactly. Well, that was a good 12-minute ramble. But yeah, welcome to the Beastcast, episode 20. As always, I'm here with Mr. Ravenbones.
Yo.
And yeah, so oh shit, dude, I got the wrong picture up. Hold on. I got the wrong picture. No, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, that's a Rabbi Orthodox Bill Clinton picture. Hold on. Where is it at? It's right here. Hold on. Give me a sec. It's changing. God, you guys are assholes. There we go. So oh yeah, we'll do that.
You're supposed to have your crap together, dude.
Dude, I don't want to hear it. I had this shit done 3 hours ago. I had this done 3 hours ago. But yeah, so this episode's called Return of the King for a reason. Because is the king coming back? And by the king, yes, we do mean the Lord of the Rings. However, we mean him himself. He who shall not be named, but also shall be named. Peter Jackson. From I'm reading from the article. So first off, the first topic we have today is Lord of the Rings movies. They announced that it's not just a new Lord of the Rings movie; it's a movie series. It's gonna probably most likely be a trilogy. So Raven, I don't know if you've caught up on this or not, but if you want me to read the article, I absolutely can to you.
Sure. You could give me. You can read it through.
Okay. So basically, it is one of the most beloved movie series of all time. This is from CNN. But Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy only scratched the surface of the rich world of Middle-earth created by J.R.R. Tolkien. And multiple new movies set in the Middle-earth are in works. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav, I don't fucking care, some stupid fucking Russian bullshit Slavic name, announced on Thursday in an earnings call after studio heads Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi, oh god, these names are horrible, signed a deal with Free Mode, a division of a Swedish entertainment company, Embracer Group, which acquired the movie rights to Tolkien's work in August last year. So Warner Brothers Discovery is the parent company of CNN. Wait, they own CNN? Oh yeah, that's right, CNN Plus, dude. Do you remember that? Oh my god, could you imagine paying?
That was a travesty.
Could you imagine paying for CNN? Oh my god. Warner Brothers will produce movies together with the sister company New Line Cinema. So New Line Cinema is back at it, expanding upon the much beloved world and characters of Middle Earth. Currently, New Line and Warner Brothers Animations are in the product of an anime movie of Lord of the Rings, and I don't know if we already knew about this, but it's called Lord of the Rings: The War of Rohirrim. Rohirrim. There you go. A story set 183 years before the events of the Lord of the Rings, recounting a fate of Helm Hammerhead, a king of Rohan. Did we know about that like already? Like all those details, or Is that kind of new?
I knew about that.
Okay. I didn't know about that. Neither the cost of the deal nor the creative team was revealed. However, Jackson and his collaborators, Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens, told CNN in a statement that Warner Bros. And Embracers have kept them in the loop, and that they look forward to speaking with them further to hear their vision for the franchise moving forward.
Oh
Jackson's
God.
original trilogy. I know this is kind of sounding like another trilogy that happened like 15 years ago. Not even. Jackson's original trilogy, released between 2001 and 2003, was widely acclaimed, collecting 17 Academy Awards and generating almost $3 billion in the box office. Other adaptations of Tolkien's books have since been produced, big and small screens. Jackson's The Hobbit movie trilogy generated almost $3 billion in the globe. I don't know how. Well, Amazon's own TV rights to The Lord of the Rings released its first season, The Rings of Power, in 2022. 20 years ago, New Line Cinema took an unprecedented leap of faith to realize the incredible stories, characters, and worlds of the Lord of the Rings movies on the big screen. DeLuca and Abdi said in a statement. But for all the scope and detail lovingly packed into the two trilogies, the vast, complex, and dazzling universe streamed up by J.R.R. Tolkien remained largely unexplored on the film. The opportunity to invite fans deeper into the cinematic world of Middle Earth is an that's it. Okay. They ended on honor is an honor. There you go. I was trying to figure out if it was under the ads or not. And then You're in Control, the game where you can do anything. Raid Shadow Legends? Yeah.
Okay. Look, I'm just gonna say this. Okay. I want to be wrong. Okay. I want to be wrong. But I don't think Peter Jackson's gonna be part of this new trilogy
Yeah,
because
I have a feeling he's not going to be either.
they're going to listen to this vision and he's going to be like, well, actually, we could do that, but we're going to need to do it a different way because we need to be, we need to bring forth the lore accuracy. Or at least Peter Jackson wasn't always lore accurate with his movies. But the one thing that was liked about them, even by Tolkien fanatics who still bitched here and there about things, was he took the core element of the story, which was Frodo and Sam, and he did the best he could to make sure that the story was intact and coherent into a viewable long trilogy. And he already admitted that he wished he actually took his time to make 6 movies because he felt like Tom Bombadil, The Borrowed Downs, Amarthael, Narkiel, and Elrond's sons, along with Glorfindel, should have been part of the movie because they play a big role in the story. And he feels bad for cutting them out, and he understands people's frustrations with that. That's a big step for him to say, even after the movie's release, because as we see with the people who did the Amazon series, they're not sitting there apologizing for shit.
No, nobody has apologized for anything. And yeah, the thing is we have another 10 years of this shit, or 7 years now, I guess. We have another 7 years of Lord of the Rings, the fucking the Rings of Power. And to be quite honest, I get that Amazon's going to try and milk it as much as possible, but I have a feeling that it's going to get maybe one more season, and that's going to be it. I genuinely think, I don't know if they can go another season of Rings of Power after.
He's already dead.
like, it's the thing with this universe is you have so many people fighting over what they're trying to make that you're going to end up making, like right now, Rings of Power, right, with how it's going, is they're already rewriting the universe, right? So if they make
Mhm.
these movies, they have to make a decision on whether or not they want to consider Rings of Power canon or not. And
Right.
that's
Yeah.
the problem when you have multiple different studios. That's exactly why Lucasfilm just bought to Disney rather than sell their rights to Disney and keep, like, that's why they just sold all of Lucasfilm to Disney rather than sell Star Wars to Disney, because they didn't want to have this bullshit where you have Lucasfilm making a film and then you have Disney making a film and you have these two different films that end up canoning each other out, which is funny, which is hilarious, because that's exactly what happened even when they sold Lucasfilm to Disney. The Disney 3 movies are not considered canon anymore. They did the exact same thing George Lucas didn't want to do, and they somehow still did it. It's baffling to me. Like, I don't think, I think the problem was the Tolkien estate made the wrong decision of selling all the like rights to a bunch of different people. Because now you have all these people fighting and stuff, and now you have Warner Brothers that can make this movie, even if they have New Line Cinema. Most likely, are not going to have Peter Jackson on the film. And even if they did, is it even going to be good? Because The Hobbit, even when he got to direct The Hobbit, he couldn't do what he wanted to do with it, and he was constrained on
Mm.
time. Is that same
Yeah.
thing gonna happen with these 3 movies?
I mean, I can assume so. I bet you it's going to be similar. They're going to have a director they're going to talk to that's not Peter Jackson, similar to Guillermo del Toro. They're going to put all this money into the pre-production, and then with because they haven't gotten the green light because like the higher ups haven't reviewed the script to make sure it meets certain quotas, the director's just going to be like, "Yeah, I have to go do other things now, so you're going to have to leave." And then Jackson's going to be like, "Oh, here we go again," and he's going to have to pick it up.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing was is I already saw rumors that they wanted to get a bunch of different actors. Like they apparently were trying to talk to. I kid you not, they were going to try and talk to Christopher Nolan, which I don't know why you'd ever do that. That's ridiculous. I mean, realistically, it would maybe be cool to see a Christopher Nolan fucking Lord of
Dude,
the Rings movie, but he's not going to do it. He's not going to do
Dude, a mind fuck of Christopher Nolan movie,
it.
similar to Tenant and stuff, that would be
That it would be so
hilarious.
good with the magic too, but
He
it
would. He would be so good with the Rings of Power.
but he's not gonna do it. He after Oppenheimer, I don't know if he'll make another film. I think this is gonna be his bit one last hurrah, literally. Um, who knows? I mean, Christopher Nolan's getting old, and he does. I don't know if he's gonna be like George Lucas or Spielberg, where he wants to make movies until he dies. I mean, he likes making movies, but does he really like making movies that much? Like the thing with Batman, like James Gunn apparently asked Christopher Nolan to come back and direct a Batman movie, like with Christian Bale, and Nolan said he would have to really, really look at his schedule, which basically means it's a very polite way of saying no,
Hmm.
basically. And if he's not going to do one of the things that he successfully did and he loved to do, he said he loved the Dark Knight series. He said that was one of his most favorite projects ever. And if he won't even go back to do that, you think you're gonna get him on a fucking Lord of the Rings movie series at all? Even one film of a trilogy?
No,
I don't think
because
so.
he takes too long to make films, and Warner Brothers doesn't want to
Yeah,
wait that long.
yeah. Warner Brothers does not want to wait that long because he's an actual filmmaker. He puts time and effort into the movies that he makes. He's not like Marvel where you have a director but the director doesn't do anything. Like Sam Raimi with Doctor Strange. Everybody's like, yes, Sam Raimi, he made Spider-Man 2. He also got to make Spider-Man 2 at his own pace and how he wanted it to. Marvel said, okay, Sam Raimi, you're the head. You can do whatever you want. He goes, all right, here's my vision for this. Actually, we have your vision and everything. We even have the entire script already read out. You just got to go there and say, action. Like that's basically what
That's
Marvel directors are.
bullshit.
Yeah, Sam Raimi literally said he came out and said that it absolutely was not at all his vision for Doctor Strange. His vision for Doctor Strange, the first vision he had, or his final vision of Doctor Strange, he said not even he doesn't even think a minute of that film got into the movie that was released. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And he actually had a really cool way of doing the multiverse too. That wasn't its stupid like bullshit way that they did it in Multiverse of Madness, where it actually had Doctor Strange actually being the hero rather than that stupid America Chavez girl. And they basically said, no, we already have the script already set up, and this is how it has to go because this is how we're gonna have it go chronologically for the stupid Kang Dynasty bullshit. And he was like, well, that makes no sense. Because, well, you don't understand. We need to have this character set up for when the Kang Dynasty, because Kang thinks he's the only guy that can travel through the multiverse. Well, realistically, we got this little girl that can, and we had to show it off. And it's like, well, you could have showed that off and still had Doctor Strange been the hero. Like, you absolutely could have. They already
You could
did.
have, you could have, you all. That's all you would have to tell Sam is that we want this girl to do this and this. Can you try to put that in? And he'll be like, sure, cool. Let me write my script.
Yeah.
He could have done it.
But instead, you had to write the entire script for him. Same with the Spider-Man joke. He didn't even he said when they asked, they were like, "Hey, after coming out after this coming out of Spider-Man, and it's supposedly canon right after Spider-Man. It literally takes place like 3 weeks after Spider-Man. Like how does it how do you feel like how did that affect you in filming it at all?" And he goes, I didn't. He almost said that he didn't direct it. Basically, he almost basically said that, but he was like, it didn't really play a factor. He goes, I already had this really set up, and like, but he almost said like, I didn't direct it, so I don't know, because like he realistically didn't really do anything. He didn't get to do anything he wanted, and then that fucking guy, the guy who directed, fuck, the guy who directed Thor: Love and Thunder. That
Takiti
Yeah,
Wakiti.
yeah, that guy. God, I hate that guy. He's the one director that Marvel actually lets write the films, and they're the worst
And
films
it's
too.
Yeah, I know. He
The
only put out one good film.
in Ragnarok was pretty good. It was okay. It was like
I
it,
hated it.
it was it's one of
The
those
humor
things.
was funny,
Yeah,
but the
it's one
story
of
was
those
shit.
things where the story's bad. It kind of did Thor not justice, and I don't know. Like the whole cutting his hair and shit was just I didn't really like that.
Bro, dude, with Ragnarok, I was kind of going with it. Like I was like, all right, the humor's funny, being lost on this planet's funny. And then it's like when it came to like the end battle scene, that dude who became the new Heimdall was with Helena, and then he changes side and he comes out with his collected M14s to start shooting Helena's army, and he's all like, I can change, and he's like Ramboing two machine guns. I was just like, all right, I'm kind of out.
Yeah, it just
This is
no.
retarded.
It's just the way Marvel had Asgard set up was just really goofy, and I think they could have definitely done it better and still kept the same humor. And I mean, yeah, it did set up Infinity War perfectly, but it no, it could have been a lot better. And then Love and Thunder, Jesus Christ, man, that was just a fucking train wreck. I've seen better CGI from fucking movies 35 years ago. So
Dude, Love and Thunder was
the
like,
biggest disappointment since my fucking son.
and the thing is that when people ask me, dude, what did you hate about Love and Thunder? Like they agree it was shit, but it's like apparently my take is the only take that's different from everybody else's on why it's shit. And they're like, well, what's yours? Why do you hate it? And I'm like, well, I hate it because the freaking goats were annoying. They were only funny the first time. The joke with the sentient hammer and the fucking axe got annoying after a while. Mr. Whatever the hell that Zeus was annoying as hell. Naked Thor, um, it was all crap. Not to mention they ruined the villain Gore the God Butcher because you never
Yeah.
really see him butcher gods.
He
And they're
literally
like,
did nothing the entire film. He did nothing the entire film and then got murked by fucking kids. He got murked by
yeah,
kids.
murked by fucking kids. Yeah, and the thing is that it doesn't explain things, which is why I wanted Guardians of the Galaxy to come out first, so that it can show Thor on a mission with the Guardians of the Galaxy rather than leaving right away, to show at least something that he discovers about himself, such as I don't know the ability to develop doing spells because he never really did that in the past or knew he could, and suddenly now, boom,
Boom.
I
He can
can
just
do
do it.
spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now everybody's all like, "Oh, but what about Jane Foster?" This is the funny thing. I actually like Jane Foster in the movie. I actually liked her as the Mighty Thor. I actually thought that was going to be the one thing I shat on when I saw the trailer. But it was actually cool because I was all like, how would they possibly do this? I don't want a female Thor. And it's like, well, spoilers, she doesn't survive. She actually dies at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so she's not permanent. I was like, this was a perfect love story between Thor and Jane Foster that I felt like got fucked over by Takiti Wakiti, whatever his fucking name is, because I saw the potential in this very traumatic love story where it could have been Jane Foster and Thor together fighting the almighty God Butcher in a better way than what was shown. And it could have been like the fight of their lives and some cool shit. Not to mention, how come Valkyrie can use Zeus's lightning bolt?
Yeah. I don't fucking get it. Valkyrie was one of the worst parts of that movie too. And
I
it
know.
and you can hate on whatever you want about her. I just thought it was poorly done. You know, for Valkyrie being the way she was in fucking Ragnarok, and then she's just like she's not necessarily a completely different character, but she's way different. And I don't like the new Asgard on Earth. I think that's fucking dumb. The whole like boat town bullshit. I think that's stupid. And like literally the one thing that really pissed me off was a joke that they had in the movie, and it's in the background. It's called infinity cones. And I was like, okay, you know, at first I laughed, and then I thought about it, and I was like, okay, think about this ice cream shop. You're gonna make an ice cream shop about a guy that just butchered half the fucking universe? Like that's realistically that's dumb. Like that is so dumb. That was the one thing
Yeah,
too.
but all of that got overturned, so the stakes
Yeah,
weren't really that high.
yeah. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. It's
Unless you
just
were in an airplane, then you fell to your death.
oh, whoa. Yeah, not a good time to be in an airplane during the snap. Or sucking dick during the snap, that'd be bad too. And you survive. Fucking, fucking
Be like
cinnamon
the
challenge.
cinnamon challenge.
Oh man. But no, Yeah, no, I didn't like it. I thought that Jane Foster was really cool because I was like, okay, how is she gonna get Thor's powers? Realistically, how is she gonna get Thor's powers? And then you find out that the hammer basically is basically giving her strength. Okay, it's giving her strength and giving her all this stuff and giving her the ability to wield the hammer. In exchange, it's taking her life and draining it a lot quicker than it normally was.
Mm-hmm.
And and I thought that was a really cool risk reward type of deal. How she basically sacrifices herself to get Thor to allow it to do this thing. But we never really got like you said, we never really got the good fight scene because we don't see Gore butcher anybody pretty much. Oh, he killed this guy off screen, and then oh, he killed this guy at the beginning of the movie. But it was like first off, the god was fucking helpless, and then the other god was just like you don't even see it happen, so you don't even get to see the cool ass battle, and then
Uh-huh.
with Thor, like he comes to New Asgard, he puts the fucking the sword, the necromancer sword or whatever, up to Thor, and Thor goes, "Oh, that's a pretty cool looking sword there." And it's like, dude, what the? Oh my god, man, that shit just pissed me off.
Yeah.
I don't know. That movie was just pissed me off. And then that can segue. You know what? I was gonna talk about it at some point. I was fucking bitching to you last night about it. Fucking Ant Man and the Wasp new movie. Okay,
Uh-huh.
it's not by all means a good like the best Marvel movie. It's not even the best one after Endgame. Okay, it absolutely is not even the best one after Endgame. That goes to Shang-Chi, and I don't care what anybody says. Shang-Chi was a great movie.
Agreed.
Um, but it wasn't a bad movie as everybody's making it out to be. Okay? Yeah, you have some goofy shit and you have some wacky shit, but it's all explained at least. At least it's actually explained why some shit is goofy and wacky. And on top of that, you got to remember the character that this movie's about. Okay? It'd be one thing, oh my god, this is Captain America. Oh my god, this is fucking Iron Man. Even Iron Man, those jokes wouldn't have probably landed because Iron Man's more of like a cockiness jokes. He's not like just stupid jokes, like stupid jokes. It's Ant Man. His ability is he grows big, he grows big, he shrinks. Okay, that's his ability. Those are his abilities. He's one of the wackiest characters and was designed to be the wackiest character in not only the Marvel Cinematic Universe but in the Marvel Universe. He's just a wacky character. I think those jokes are completely justified. On top of that, okay, everybody was talking about how he was cracking jokes when to Kang when Kang could have literally ripped his head off, at any moment. And everybody's like, oh my god, like this is ridiculous. He would never do that. Oh my god, Scott Lang would never do that. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, did these people actually watch Guardians of the Galaxy 2014? Do you not remember when Bro was literally being held at fucking gunpoint and did a goddamn dance battle? Are we dumb? Are we dumb? Like, are we just forgetting the past?
Yes, but
Like,
that only worked for Star-Lord.
dude, I don't, dude. Star Lord and Scott Lang are like they're like two of the same guys. They were born around the same time. Okay, they're both fucking stupid male characters. That's what they are. They're dumb male characters. Of course they're gonna do the same shit. You can't say one's bad and then say the other one's one of the best movies of all time. Okay, by all means, was this movie? It wasn't as good as Guardians of the Galaxy 2014, but it's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. Okay, it's not a bad movie. It's at most you can say it's mid. At most you can say it's mid. It does have some really stupid parts, especially with the guy from the first movie being kind of a semi-villain, like an anti-hero, and he's got the big wacky head. But to be fair, it is justified why he has a big wacky head. They completely explain it. Sometimes that shit doesn't get explained in Marvel movies, and that's when it pisses me off. I don't care if something's goofy. I don't care if something looks stupid. Explain it. If you explain it, it makes it justifiable. And honestly, it is justifiable why his head's super big and his legs are super small. He kept shrinking and growing bigger as he was getting shot down to the quantum realm when fucking Ant-Man shot him down to the quantum realm in the first movie. So of course, there's gonna be some sort of malfunction and his body's gonna morph when he's constantly growing bigger and then shrinking. I just think it's not justifiable. Like I watched the Critical Drinkers movie or the video and I was like I gotta disagree, man. Like I don't get why you gotta shit on it because it's new Marvel. I mean yeah, new Marvel isn't by all means good, but you can't just shit on it because it's just got the Marvel tag on it. Like it's one thing to actually just shit on a Marvel movie, and then it's another thing to actually watch the movie and critique it, like analyze it properly. Like
Dude,
Black Panther. I don't like Black Panther. I didn't like the new Black Panther movie. The stakes didn't exist. There was no stakes. You were at the exact same moment that you were at the beginning of the movie as you were at the end of the movie. Okay? That's dumb. Okay? This movie, something happens. Things change. It sets up an entire new cinematic fucking phase. It sets up the whole new phase. It did something that the rest of the MCU movies past Endgame could not do whatsoever, other than Shang-Chi, kind of with Shang-Chi at the end, when it was telling, like, oh, it's the rings are calling out, but who are they calling out to? You know who it's calling out to, but you figure that out, but that sets it up. None of the other movies set up anything. This movie set up the entire next phase of Marvel, and everybody's bitching about it. Oh my god. People were bitching when it wasn't happening. Oh my god. Like, dude, I'm sorry that you don't have the same memories of going to the theater when you watch Guardians of the Galaxy or when you watched Iron Man the first time. Okay? That shit's gone. You gotta accept that. That's gone. It's never gonna be like that again. Okay? But you can't just shit on a movie because it's not how it used to be. I'm sorry. That's my rant. You can't just shit on something because it's not how you remember it. If you did that, nothing would ever be remembered properly. Ever. I don't know. Sorry. There's my
That
rant.
was a beautiful rant.
I just think the hate is the massive hate on the movie is unjustifiable.
Your first mistake was listening to the Critical Drinker after we saw what he did with the Rings
Rings
of
of
Power.
Power, yeah. Well, because I watched it and I was like, okay, I know he's gonna say some stupid shit. Because I saw the thumbnail and I was like, okay, he's definitely gonna say some stupid shit. Now I'm gonna watch this, and I was just like, yeah, no, this is bad. But
Yeah,
no,
see, the Critical Drinker tries to be critical and serious, but like if you were telling me, oh, dude, I can't believe Cinema Sins would say this, I'd be like, dude, that's the whole shtick with Cinema Sins is to be silly and fucking
I
dumb.
love Cinnamon Sins.
Yeah, I love Cinema Sins too. So it's like if this was like if Critical Drinker was trying to like mimic Cinema Sins, like I would be like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. But he's trying to come off as a literal critique of the man who knows what perfect writing is, and he supposedly already wrote a book or something.
Yeah, I don't know if he
And I'm
actually
like,
wrote the book
fine
or
then.
not.
I'm gonna buy that book, and then I'm gonna do his fucking style of video. I'm gonna be like, why would the character do this? Why would the character get spaghetti out of the fridge when it's just written that they came back from a fast food place? Well, this doesn't make any sense.
Oh
Like
man.
it's not even explained until later on. Why am I having to sit through actual storytelling to get to a plot when you just can't tell me? Why can't everything be explained right away the moment I see it? Like I'll do his fucking style of everything. I'll be like, this doesn't matter. And then we got this fucking Mary Sue woman coming in driving a car so perfectly.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. Movies are getting too serious. Everybody's taking shit way too seriously. Like,
Like there's some movies that are absolute garbage, like Thor: Love and Thunder. Like they are absolute dog shit that got recycled from a skunk's anus, okay? And there are many things to do about that. But what I get mad about is when people ask the dumbest questions when they're critiquing a movie. Like, why would the character do that? I don't know, because they're fucking human. I don't what do you more do you want? Like
yeah,
we can talk about how that decision was stupid, but don't sit there and ask why would them do the character. It doesn't match the character
yeah.
we're seeing.
Why does a Florida man kill 8 people and then go on a high speed chase on a bicycle? Like,
Yeah, that's not a natural story arc, dude.
yeah, like you would say that shit's bullshit and unrealistic if it was in a movie.
Mhm.
But yeah, I can't stand the hate on that. It was yeah, it wasn't the best movie, but it by all means doesn't need to be shit on as bad as the other current Marvel movies have been shit on. Absolutely not. I mean,
No.
if you can go back and critique it after this phase is done and see like, okay, did it really was this phase really worth that beautiful setup? And then if it is, then yeah, you know what? Cool, great, it's a good movie. But if it doesn't, then it's like, oh, okay, this kind of just set up nothing. But Guardians of the Galaxy, all these next movies are going to be in this phase, and it's supposedly to be fair, it did look like they did set up the Kang Dynasty phase or whatever it's supposed to be. They did their job. They did what they said they were going to do. That they said they were going to do 2 years ago. So personally, it should have been already done. The Kang Dynasty should be coming to a close. There should be at the end of this year. There should literally be an Avengers movie coming out. Like honestly, my opinion was instead of waiting 3 years to have to start this Kang Dynasty phase, like this phase 4, phase 4 should have been the Kang Dynasty, not phase 5. I think, or whatever phase we're in now, or whatever it's going into. But
Yeah, we're phase 4 or no phase 5.
yeah, because phase 4 ended with Multiverse of Madness, or no, it was like stupid fucking that goddamn show, The Marvels, Miss Marvel. God, that show was fucking dog. That's when it ended, sadly. But
Did you hear the movie they're coming out with that?
yeah, The Marvels. Oh my god, it got
Oh my
delayed.
god.
It got delayed already. It already got delayed twice.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. apparently Brie Larson was like, "Oh my god, this is bullshit. The movie should be coming out this year." And it was like, dude, I don't know if anybody wants to see that movie. That movie might be the only Marvel movie that might get $0 in the box office. But no, so we're gonna continue on our movies topic of weird things that have been going on. Hellboy is getting a reboot, and yeah, there it's. I know this is a franchise that you really like. Um,
Yeah.
and there's another thing on this article. I don't know if I just almost spoiled it for you. But first off, I want to hear what your opinions on if there should be a reboot of Hellboy again. By the way.
Well, I do have to say the previous movie that came out was a little dog. It was enjoyable. I liked the enjoyableness of it. But I felt like it was a little dog, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was one of those where it's crap, but you enjoy it anyways because like who doesn't enjoy Hellboy? And I don't know. I People keep bringing up the previous Hellboy movies, but before David Arbor, the two or three, I forget if there was three or two that happened before with Ron Perlman, and they keep praising them as the best movies ever. Only really the first one was. The second one was kind of mid to me. It was kind of weird. But to me, it's like Hellboy's meant to be this weird, wacky stuff. And the reboot, well, I did like some of the action going on while everybody else crapped all over the CGI. I was kind of like, yeah, this should have been like a 2.5 hour movie and with a little bit better writing. So to see it getting rebooted, they have to. Is David Arbor going to be playing Hellboy again, or is
Yes,
it somebody?
it says Stranger Things star David Harbour is in the middle of a streak right now, talking about how he will be playing Hellboy again after his role in
Oh,
Violent Night.
okay. Well, at least they're not picking somebody different. Thank God. If that's the case, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. Then I'll give it some faith.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've only watched one of the Hellboy movies, and it was one of the really early ones in the early 2000s. I think they were came out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I only watched. And I don't even think I finished it. I watched it when I was really young. I don't remember much of it, but no, I think it would be kind of cool. I'll definitely probably go watch it. I don't know when it's supposed to come out. It doesn't give a release date, but it said sometime in 2024 is most likely what it says.
All right.
But
Take your time.
other thing in this weekly catch up. So this is the thing that Rotten Tomatoes does. Haha, catch up. So the another thing is a live action How to Train Your Dragon movie.
No, no, fuck you. We're not doing. I'm so tired of live action remakes. Okay, How to Train Your Dragon was perfect as an animated movie. It had amazing visuals for its time. It blew everybody away. In fact, it even blew DreamWorks away because DreamWorks was literally sitting there and they were going, "Yeah, this movie's ass." We released the trailer. And everybody thinks from the trailer that the movie's ass. And trust me, go watch the trailer for the first How to Train Your Dragon movie. You wouldn't want to go see it. It literally looks like ass. That trailer did not do it justice. And then the movie comes out and it becomes a cult classic. And then it's like they did such a great job with the second and third movies. The second one making me bawl my eyes out. I call the second How to Train Your Dragon basically this generation's The Lion King. All right. And I can't do it. No, don't fuck with my hiccup and shit. I put that behind me, okay? Started in 2010 and ended in 2009. That was 9 years of of a great story where I grew up literally in the same years Hiccup did. He started off as a fucking teenager, I did too. And then the second movie came out where he was turning around 18, I did too, sort of. And then like the next movie comes out and then like he's like almost an adult, and I kind of was too. And I was all like, yeah, I felt like I grew up with Hiccup. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. You're gonna, because I swear to God, they're gonna make like, I can't.
Yeah. When I saw this, I watched the first How to Train Your Dragon movie and I loved it. I haven't seen the other two movies, but I've heard that I've heard that they were really good and it was a really good trilogy, but it's coming out 2025, so we have some
You've
time.
never seen him?
I've never seen the other two. No.
Oh my God, bro.
I only saw the first one when I was super young. This was another one of those movies I saw when I was super
Dude, we
young.
gotta watch them together
I
then.
think I think we should watch them together. I am so down to watch those together. But going into other things in the weekly catch up, right here, Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan to star in I Am Legend sequel.
Oh my God. I can't handle Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan can't act. I don't even know how he got a Creed 3 movie.
Yeah, I don't know how he got. I don't know how he got a. Yeah, I don't know how he got a Korean movie either. Um, wait, I didn't know I Am Legend was a adaptation. Okay, The Last Man on
Yeah,
Earth.
it's yeah,
Okay,
it's an adaptation of a book.
okay, that's really weird. But no, did you like the first I Am Legend movie?
I actually did, yeah.
I thought I Am Legend was really good. And you know what? This is great because Will Smith is actually going to get a Will Smith is actually going to get his first big role since the slap. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And so this will be his first big
Uh-huh.
role. It's set to release next year, so that'll be good. Um, yeah, there's some other weird stuff coming out. There's some more stuff about Homer's Odysseus movie, The Odyssey. And Geronimo Stilton. I don't know if did you ever read Geronimo Stilton when you were young?
Nope.
I read Geronimo Stilton all the time in my library. I'd sit in the fucking. We used to have a massive library at our middle school, and I'd sit in the way back where nobody else could see me, and I'd read all of them. It's getting an animated movie. And then a Plane sequel is already on the way. I was talking about Plane. I didn't really get to talk about it. But January, yeah, like they said, is usually seen as like a dump movie or dump month. Sorry, January is where you kind of dump the shitty films. But Plane was great. I loved Plane. I thought it was a really good movie. I thought it was a cool, interesting. Um, I thought it was really cool and interesting. And yeah, it's already getting a yeah, it's already gonna get another one. So, yeah. So I don't know. Did you ever watch Plane?
Oh yeah, I did.
What did you
Yeah,
think of
I
Plane?
I, I enjoyed it. I thought I was gonna hate it because um there was something about it when it first started that made me think like, oh, somebody got Gerard Butler and Luke Cage and like they didn't get the budget they were supposed to, so this is gonna be ass. And then of course it happens, the movie happens, and I'm like, I'm actually enjoying myself. This is a lot better than I thought. I gave it like a 6 out of 10.
Really nice. Yeah. Well, apparently the
Slightly
next
above average.
the next movie apparently is supposed to have a way better budget. And both the actors will return. I hope this kind of turns into like a mini like 21st century Die Hard situation. Where you kind of just get a couple good movies. You get the first one that's pretty decently good, and then you get another one that's even really good, and then you get another one. But okay, I was looking at this. There's no way the movie Megan got a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. I watched that
Why?
movie and it was not that good. Okay, never mind. I see it. It's the audience scores. Yeah.
They just released an unrated version.
Really?
Yeah, because the director was kind of being forced to hold back on some of the scenes.
Actually,
He wanted
the unrated version might actually be good.
because he wanted to be more gory with it, and they were kind of like, "Nah, we're not gonna do it." And he's like, "Well, then I want an unrated version," and they were like, "Fine." So
Is
the
it on
unrated version,
Peacock? The
I have no
unrated version?
idea. It just now came out. I don't know where it is. I just know that I can download it.
Download it legally, guys. Legally.
Yes, download it legally from Voodoo.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, yeah, right there. Unrated. This might actually be one to watch. An unrated Megan might actually be good.
I don't know. I actually kind of liked Megan a bit because I
I
felt
just
like,
thought I just thought it being PG-13 was the problem.
well, now it's unrated.
Yeah, so now it's unrated, so now it should be good, right?
It should
Because
be.
yeah, but anyway, so Plane got a sequel. Uh,
See,
Megan.
that's how you do a movie, though. That's how you do. See, that movie, believe it or not, is kind of more for a woman audience than it is for a male audience because it talks about the idea of, being a mom and how, you can't just have something else raise your kid. And I felt like it would resonate more with women, but it was the right type of like women audience movie. It didn't feel like I was having like 2023 politics or wokeism shoved in my face. It just felt like this is a heartfelt, like a very, very more evil Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Um, so yeah,
Sorry
so
for interrupting.
no, so I think an unrated version because that was the only problem. I was like, okay, this could have been if this was like rated R, it could have been a lot cooler. But now that it's unrated, who knows? That one might be really good. And so finally, well, not finally. This is going into the second to last topic, and Creed 3 apparently is coming out this year too. I didn't realize that. I don't even have that on my movie list. I don't know if I plan on watching it. I watched the first Creed. I actually enjoyed the first Creed. I thought it gave me a lot of Rocky vibes, which of course it is. It's a spin-off to Rocky, but it actually made me kind of feel like I kind of felt like I wanted Michael B. Jordan to actually win. And then, of course, you did good though, bro. And it's like, bro, come on. But it is getting a prequel series. Welcome to Derry. Um, and it's going to be an HBO Max TV show as it stands. It's going to be only 8 episodes, and it's going to be produced by J.J. Abrams.
Oh my lord.
Now, I'm hoping J.J. Abrams is like Ryan Johnson, where he's just bad at making Star Wars movies. I'm praying because this could be really good. I think it could be really cool to see like it like way early on, like when the alien how the alien got there, how he landed, and how everything's set up, and then have it kind of play into the films. That could be really interesting. However, I don't know if it being produced by J.J. Abrams, if it's going to be good or not. Well, J.J. Abrams did do Castle Rock too, I guess. So who knows?
You mean you didn't like the Star Trek movies?
Dude, I have never watched any Star Trek movies in my life.
Okay, hot topic, kind of a millennial zoomer take. Okay, I thought the Star Trek J.J. Abrams movies were pretty good and cool.
I've I've never watched Star Trek. To me, I never got into Star Trek. I know about the I used to watch this guy called Legal Eagle. He talks about a lot of things like whether or not under U.S. law, if this is like legal, or if you could get away with this or this, or and sometimes he was talking about like when Trump was having the impeachment trial, he was like, okay, can Trump realistically actually get impeached for this, like out of office, stuff like that. He just goes over like legal topics that everybody has questions on, and so his was on the legality of one of the robots from Star Trek on under U.S. law, whether or not he could realistically be considered a human and have it be constitutional for him to not be considered a slave, basically, like a robot slave. And he deemed it that it was unconstitutional to um, treat the robot, whatever robot from one of the early Star Trek shows like that, because it was too human like. It basically was living, basically. And so, I don't know. It was. That's the only thing I've ever seen from Star Trek. I was a bigger Doctor Who fan for sci-fi TV shows of the early 70s and 80s, 60s.
See, I've never watched a single Doctor Who.
So Star Trek is like kind of like a more it because they're not the same at all. They're nowhere near the same. Doctor Who is way different. But the Star Trek is like the US's sci-fi show of the 70s, and Doctor Who is like Europe's sci-fi show of the 70s. The only thing that's ever good that's ever came out of Britain is the Grand Tour, Top Gear, and Doctor Who. Those are the only three things that ever were good that came out of there. But no, Doctor Who's really awesome. I love Doctor Who. We talked about it last episode. Big Doctor Who fan. Yeah, I was always a bigger Doctor Who fan. I used to have a trench coat like the 10th Doctor, and I used to have his sonic screwdriver as well, the blue one. But yeah, so yeah, I know I was a nerd. I was a nerd. Actually, for seventh grade for dress up for like we had a school like come as a character day, and I came as Doctor Who, and I got bullied, and then I had to go to the school counselor, and I told him I was gonna kill myself, and yeah. Nah, dude, the the kids at my Hick Hillbilly high school, or my Hick Hillbilly school, middle school especially, they were not kind to nerds. Like, dude,
I bet you like that math and shit.
no, dude, fuck. I'm gonna be Daddy Farmer. My daddy's a farmer. I don't need to go education. I don't need anything over
Ah,
ninth grade math. I'm gonna go and take over Daddy's farm. Just wait until that shit's
yeah,
owned by China, baby. Woohoo! Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You stick to your little mature. Okay, I'm gonna go farm. Okay, you do that. I have everything cut out for me.
No,
You go eat me some mashed potatoes, mama made.
I drink my milk right from the udder. I fucking
Mayonnaise on saltine.
consume Prilosec. That made me think of Larry the Cable Guy. I'm Larry the Cable Guy. Do you have heartburn? If you have heartburn, you need to consume Prilosec. You need to eat that shit like candy. Eat that shit like candy. Eat it up. I take 5 Prilosec an hour. Look at me, I'm doing just fine. God, I fucking loved it, Larry the Cable Guy. Did you ever watch The Tooth Fairy with
Yeah, I
with Larry the
did.
Cable Guy? That's one of my most favorite movies, honestly. I fucking love that movie. Who did the first one? It was Dwayne Johnson, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched both of them. I like both of them. Have you ever watched that Dwayne Johnson movie, The Game Plan?
Yes, I
The one where he's
have.
a football player? I love that movie.
Uh,
The one where where they're at the scene where they're at the club and the daughter is lost in the club and then like everybody starts taking pictures of her and he gets put on the front page of the news. Neglecting child. I was like, Jesus fuck. She's just getting it up, eating it for lunch. But no, so yeah, I think it's gonna be dumb if it's directed by J.J. Abrams. It might be good though. I don't know. We'll see how he does. Finally, this is where I had to do my math and shit. This is where I was going crazy. Okay. Hogwarts Legacy earns $850 million, sells more than 12 million units in the first 2 weeks of it being sold.
nice job.
Yeah, this is great. This is huge. Okay. This is a very hot topic. This can get into some very treacherous water here. We could sink, we could drip, we could drown. We're gonna stay. We're gonna
Aye,
stay.
Captain.
We're we're gonna stay. We're gonna stay above the water as much as we can here. First off, let's talk about these numbers. These numbers are not rookie numbers. Okay, these numbers are not rookie numbers by all means for anything. Considering that, even though yes, it is a Warner Brothers game. Yes, it is. Yes, it was very heavily marketed. Okay. However, this company, Portkey Games, is not a AAA dev. Okay, and this is what I put in my notepad. I have a notepad. They are not a triple A dev. Let alone have they ever made a game before. Their only other game was a mobile Harry Potter game before this. Okay, so to come out with
Nice step up.
this quality of a game, there are bugs. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, there are bugs, but every video game has bugs. Okay, not every game is perfect. Okay, when Elden Ring came out, there was bugs. When God of War came out, there was bugs. Shit, bugs. It's just how it works. Okay, but other than that, the game is it's a massive step up. This is basically their first ever real game. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say mobile games aren't real games, but 100% it's its first real game. So we got to look at these numbers because we got to look at these numbers. Everybody's saying, oh, we're gonna boycott Hogwarts Legacy and shit like that. Obviously, it didn't work. That obviously didn't work. $850 million is huge. Okay. In the first 2 weeks, this is what I put. In the first 2 weeks, Hogwarts Legacy made $850 million in the first 2 weeks. It's a single player game, no microtransactions, not a AAA dev, second only game ever that isn't a mobile game in basically 2.5 weeks of launch as we sit now. It's 2.5 weeks. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 released October. It earned $700 million in its first 2 weeks of launch. This also included microtransactions of not only Modern Warfare 2, but also Warzone, the Battle Royale, as well. So, what this means, this is huge. This is huge for the video game industry. Because now, it shows that you can make a single-player only game and make money off of it. You can make money off of good single-player games that take time.
Mhm.
This also proves that delaying a game to make it better works. It doesn't make
Exactly.
the audience go away from the game anymore.
Cyberpunk.
Everybody thinks like, well, if we didn't drop Cyberpunk now, nobody would have ever played it. That is actually not true at all. That is 100% not true. Had that game had another year of development, it probably would have been one of the most well-liked games of all time. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, it had both microtransactions, multiplayer, and it on top of that, that's counting Warzone sales, which is a battle royale. And it didn't even hurt. It earned $150 million less than a single-player game with no microtransactions. Okay, to me that just proves that the audience, the video game audience, is obviously changing now. It is no longer. We are no longer in the age of every game needs to be microtransactions, loot boxes, multiplayer, battle royale. Okay, shit like that.
Online.
Online, it doesn't need to. It doesn't need to be connected. This shows that people are going to play games that are single player and are good. As long as the game is good. And to be fair, Hogwarts Legacy is a phenomenal game. Is it game of the year? I don't know yet. There's a lot of good games that are coming out this year. But it's going to be a contender already. I mean, there might be a lot of controversy over this game because of, the person that created the universe. But at the end of the day, she didn't have anything to do with this game. And you can argue, well, she's still making money off of it. She's still making money off of it.
I don't
Okay.
care.
I don't care. I don't care. She had nothing to do with it. Okay. Yeah, there are some really bad jokes in the game. Like for example, there's a character with Downs. This didn't really make me laugh. It might make some people laugh. I thought it was kind of weird, but there's a character. Okay, you can argue that names don't mean anything in video games, but this one 100% was pretty bad. There's a character with Down syndrome, and it's not. She doesn't go to Hogwarts or anything like that. She's in one of the villages, and her last name, I kid you not, is Tard. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's that's pretty vile. That is not okay. But
Or
other
the
than that,
name for the trans character.
her name was
I'm a Tucker.
no, no. It's not, is it?
You can look it up. It actually is.
I'm a
I'm
tuck.
a Tucker.
No
Yes.
shot.
It's obviously a play on how some trans or even femboys tuck their dicks in to look like they have vaginas.
Who owns the 3 broomsticks in Hogwarts Legacy? Yeah, so this is the Serona Ryan. This is the other transgender character. This is a more prominent transgender character. She's the one that owns the 3 broomsticks, which is the pub where everybody gets shit at right by Hogwarts. She's the big main trans character in the game. Well, she's not big. She only has like 1 quest. That's it. Was this helpful? No. Oh shit, it's racist. So, but the other transgender character wasn't. Yeah, is it actually I'm a Tucker? How do you spell it? No, I don't know. Okay, I'm getting down a weird rabbit hole here. I don't want to go anymore. But no, either way, this shows that Hogwarts Legacy just proves that you can have single player games that will make money, especially when it's not a console exclusive. Because everybody was saying, oh, God of War almost won Game of the Year, but it didn't have any sales. My brother in Christ, it's on 1 console. I mean, this game is on every console. And Elden Ring, to be fair, yes, it does have multiplayer, but it doesn't have any microtransactions, and it is mainly a single player game. That should have proved right there from Elden Ring alone that this happened, but this just confirms it. So now games like Atomic Heart apparently is doing really well, despite it also having a lot of controversy. But here's the thing, I feel like every game that's coming out now just has controversy. Like, every game has to have some sort of controversy. I mean, that's how video games have been for a while, but Jesus Christ, man, at what point are you just gonna give up trying to make shit up? Like, they're literally, like, for Atomic Heart, they're like, oh, this is just Russian propaganda, I was like, okay, and is Call of Duty games not American propaganda? Like, Call of Duty games literally spew American propaganda all the time. I mean, you can argue whether or not, but no, you don't understand. And no, it doesn't matter. It's Atomic Heart is a fictional video game. Okay, if you fall for a propaganda in a fictional video game, you are retarded. I'm just gonna flat out say it. You're dumb. You're actually stupid. Sorry for using that language, but you're dumb. Dude, it's just. That's the same thing with, like, did you hear they're rewriting a bunch of Roald Dahl books too now?
Really?
Like the BFG and what's it called? And Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, because they're apparently very hurtful to certain people. Apparently they're gonna rewrite Augustus Gloop to not be fat, and I was like, are you serious? That's his whole trait. That is literally the whole trait of the kid.
What?
Yeah, that's the whole trait. Well, we just think it's very rude to have a German kid who's really fat and eats a bunch of chocolate, and that's just very shameful to fat people. Not all fat people eat chocolate and are like unhealthy, and it's like, dude, really? It's a character in a fucking fictional book. Come on, guys. I don't know. That, and then apparently in the BFG there's a bunch of shit about the how the BFG, like the giants. Okay, so here's the whole point of the Big Friendly Giant. You've read the Big Friendly Giant, or have you not?
Yeah, I have.
So the whole point is that he's the reason why he's the big friendly giant is because all the other giants are fucking human eating bad people. Okay. Well, we just don't really think that having a bunch of guys with big noses who eat a bunch of people is politically correct. Oh my god, dude. Really? Like, Jesus Christ, man. That's the whole point. He shouldn't even be called the big friendly giant anymore if none of them are going to be bad. Like, what? I don't know.
That's the whole point.
It's the whole point why he's the big friendly giant. And also, I just don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work. And then like apparently they wanted to rewrite a bunch of the Harry Potter books too, and it's like you can't just do that. I don't know. It's fiction. Do you remember when Florida almost or maybe they did ban? I think Florida like banned the Harry Potter series from being sold in bookstores in Florida because it was promoting witchcraft.
I thought that was Ohio or
Oh,
Illinois.
was it actually Ohio or Illinois?
No, wait, Tennessee. I think it was Tennessee. I don't know. It could have been all of them. I don't fucking. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Nashville, Tennessee
Okay, yeah,
bans
there
Harry
we go.
Potter. Risk of yeah. That's to me that's stupid. That's another one of those things. That's like Jesus, guys.
When
Really?
we get off the podcast, because I can't say it on the podcast, I can tell you the irony and why they think that, and how that's a double-edged sword for them to say.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I don't know. Do you got any more topics? Anything you had to bring to the table?
No, no, that's about it. I think you covered a great amount today.
Yeah, we did. I did a lot of research. I did a lot of shit today. I even made a notepad. That's the first time I've opened up my notes app in over 3 years. So, um, yeah, it goes to show you how much I care, guys. I care a lot about the quality of this show. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you've watched till the end, appreciate it. Yeah, okay. Deuces, buddies. Bye. See ya.
Bye.